Okay, so now we have a break, and we're going to look at the rule set once this happens. I call it up here, and the first thing I want to draw your attention to is that once you have a break to switch to the other side, we go to this downward trend line, and the first thing that has to happen before we can do anything is understand that a horizontal stop or an upward trend line must have been broken in order for us to move forward, and that has been the case. The upward trend line was broken, and that is when that's what it means by saying very line upward trend line must have been broken. See rule 7 for upward trend line. This is rule 7 for this is downward trend lines. So this is the starting point. So it's the end point of the old is the starting point of the new. Hope that makes sense. So we've got a break. This here has number 1 has been satisfied. We have a trend line break, an upward trend line break, and we move to the next set of rules, which is number 1, mark the highest point in this uptrend. Okay, so the highest point in this uptrend that has just been broken is this piece here. So we mark that as our horizontal stop. That is now point 1. So I'll mark this out. Point 1. Okay, and then that's that check. Horizontal stop. Permission given to draw downward trend line starts at point 1. Before permission given to draw downward trend line, draw a horizontal stop, which is what we've done. The horizontal stop line stops being drawn when either there's a close above it or a downtrend line gets permission to get drawn. Permission for a downtrend line, we have price action has to go down by 0.45 pips or 45 pips. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think that gets satisfied. So I'm going to make these markings now on this chart. Permission granted to be drawn once the trend line is made that distance, and then at that point we draw the outermost points. But actually what happens is there's your trend line. We're going to put our horizontal stop and I'll mark it real quick. Okay, so I put in all the markers just to reiterate again as to rules. The first thing we do is we have a break, clean, over here. We mark the highest point in that uptrend that was just broken. This is the uptrend that was just broken. This is the highest point between here and the break. So we mark that. That's our horizontal stop. There it is. Then the next requirement is to see what happens to the price action. What happens first? Does the price action move to this degree where it comes down to this level? No, it doesn't, but rather it gets broken there first. So the threshold to draw a downward trend line is not met, and instead the horizontal stop line is broken. It is broken at this point over here, and we reverse as is marked in green. That's it.